Hey guys, what's up, homies? Welcome to the Confidently Uncertain Podcast, bitch.
Yes, he already said it. Welcome to the Confidently Uncertain Podcast. This time, we're going to get the number right because this is episode 5. Yes, it is. This is the official episode 5, 6 recording.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when the last time I kept showing you, like, I filled in all the arrows for us by putting the 4.
I'm glad we caught that early.
Are you wearing your Sully Berk cosplay right now?
You noticed.
Oh, is this solely because we're doing the Sully Berk? That was no pun intended either. Is this solely because we are doing the Sully Berk episode?
Well, no, I just didn't have another tank top, and then this one came up. It was like, it's destiny.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. So we promised people that we were gonna talk about the Sully Berk production, and not just like filming it, but I mean from the start of the conception to all the way distributing it and the response to it. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of tales to tell there because just the reason it was made. Like I describe how Sully Berk shouldn't have been completed. I'm happy it's completed. I wanted it to be completed, but the way it was made shouldn't have worked. And I wouldn't try to make a film again with that approach.
I wouldn't either. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't either, because there was also a lot on my part that I had to prepare too.
You see, I had to write the thing, but you had to memorize things.
Not only did I have to memorize it, I had to ask permission. I had to make sure everyone was okay with being in the background.
That's right. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, I just, when you look at the film, it's just a basic pool. But I forgot that was where you worked, and I just said, hey, you work at a pool, right? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, get me that pool.
Well, it was also like I couldn't, I had to make sure that my shirt was backwards. I don't know if you guys ever noticed.
Oh, it wasn't just backwards, it was inside out.
Yeah. Well, it was inside out. That's what I mean. It was inside out. So I couldn't show the logo. I couldn't show the kids mostly. I'm pretty sure like a couple of kids were in the background.
Yeah, what were the restrictions? So I guess we're kind of jumping ahead here, but
yeah.
I'm fine with it. What were the restrictions when you asked them, can we bring a camera here to do like, probably, it is a film, but it wasn't like a whole film crew came. More like one guy covered he's like holding the camera and he has headphones on and he's also holding the mic. And I'm very sheepish too when I don't know people. I'm just I kind of more look like a weirdo. Like, hey, I'm gonna be recording around here. I was told not to go near the kids.
Well, I mean, generally when you're working with kids, like every company is kind of like that. Like like where I work right now, it's a policy no cameras allowed. Because there's a lot of creepers. Hence why.
Yeah.
I
get it,
yeah. Like
I'm not acting like I don't get it. Like I can't film your kid. Well, you don't want them famous?
I'll make it. Come on.
Hey, this kid's got the good stuff. All right. I'm gonna make you big. Stick with me. You know what kid spelled backward is? Star.
I wasn't gonna go with that. Anyways, I
know you're actually trying to piece it together. Like, is kid spelled backwards? Really, Star? I didn't figure that out. Well, you got the S, but that's kids. Well, if you only meant the singular one, that's not the same amount of letters.
What was the question again? I forgot.
The question was, I know it'd be great just having my own interview show. Like, ask someone a question and then I take it from there.
It's like, do you even need me for the conversation?
I just ask, what was it like playing Sully Berk? Well, Nick, actually, let me put my 2 cents in. All right, when I saw you playing Sully Berk, but the question was, what did you have to go through after I just said, "Get me the pool"?
Well, it was also the fact that, I mean, I had to act. Quite simply, I had to act. Even though you tried to make
before you go, I'm asking like, what did you have to go through to get me the pool? Like, did you have to like make them bend an arm and leg or?
No, I mean, like, they were pretty cool about it. Because I just told them, like, okay, we're only going to be a while. we're not gonna.
That's so vague. We're only gonna be a while. That's
but
pretty
it
long.
worked for us. All right.
We're only
Don't
gonna
complain.
be there between a minute and the next day.
I think yeah, I just made sure to tell him it was for a school project. So it
Use
was a
those
little
words,
bit
school student.
It was student, exactly. It was like for a project, right? It was for education purposes. So it's a little bit more
Imagine them thinking we were making an educational lifeguard video. Like that's what they thought we were doing.
and we did.
Yeah, it's
Sully Berk Lifeguard.
I-
That's just the pinnacle point.
there was talk from that old job of ours at being lifeguards that did want to show it as a what not to do. They never did, but you could see it as educational like that.
Oh, it's gonna be all in the lifeguard. You know the lifeguard training videos.
Yeah,
You know how like they use the office for like the CPR one.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be that.
we're
Man, I would love to be at that level.
Yeah.
Just for someone to say like, "Hey, like just to tell you, Azero, I saw you fucking up while I was preparing for my job." Like, and that's how I'm a better lifeguard now.
So it makes me feel better about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So now to go into the acting part. So after I got permission from that portion of the whole, I guess, gig, it was like now I had to play this character, and you made it as easy as you can for me, because you were like, okay, kind of act like yourself, but act like another version of yourself.
Yeah, I called it act like how people would stereotypically look at you.
Yeah,
Because you're a very wide set buff dude in tank
Yeah.
tops and wear backwards hat. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, be you, but act a little douchier. Like you act like you have suave, but
Yeah.
you don't.
Act like it's exactly what you said. Act like how people would expect you to like act, like just from looking at you. So and it's hard because if you know me, I'm definitely not like that. I'm not like that at all.
And you're not an actor either, but I made you do more than just like the basic steps of acting. I don't know, I said in last episode, like, yeah, if you get your friends to act, make characters that are them.
Yeah.
But I think about it, I was like, Sully Berk isn't you though.
Yeah.
So
Not at
I
all.
gave you a challenge and
Yeah.
kind of went to you like, no, it's easy, I swear.
Yeah, well, I think what helped was the fact that well, you showed me a little clip of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia about Dennis. Like kind of like how he talks, and like how he like kind of rationalizes and reasons with other characters, and it kind of, I was like, okay, I kind of got it. And then it was also like, I think it also goes to like how just if I just do things on the spot without kind of second guessing it, I think I do better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seemed like I did better. I seemed like I was more confident.
Yeah.
You know? And it was like timed. It was like, okay, we got to get this in one take, or okay,
Oh, we haven't
didn't
even
get it in
said
one
that,
take. Yeah. So we'll get into that. But basically, it's just prepping for that. And the lines were very minimal.
Mhm.
It wasn't too hard at all. I think also what helped was we made jokes on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm putting a lot out there, but I'm giving context as to like the acting portion as like how I approached it and how comfortable it was for me.
And I would say, I think what was also very easy, what made it easy on you, was you weren't really acting against anyone or with anyone.
Oh,
The interviews was just you. And to be honest, I don't think I used the first take on any of them. And I also think whenever you saw a cut, I did choose something else, like a different line. Like, it may seem like it was 1 5-minute interview with you, but we actually filmed that for like, oh man, it had to have been like 20 to 30 seconds. It could have gone to an hour, but I remember I did not have you for that much time because you literally were going to start work
yeah.
right after filming at that location we were at. But I remember someone saying, like, when I was taking this theater class, and they said, like, movie acting is easier than theater acting because you could be a great theater actor and then a great movie actor, but it won't work the other way. And I forgot what actress they said, but they're like, yeah, she's not good, but you could edit someone to make them a better actor because you choose the good moments.
Uh,
And so
Yeah,
That's where it was kind of easy for you whenever
Uh-huh.
you messed up or it wasn't exactly how I wanted. I was like, no, don't worry about it. Let me see. Even like as recent, I was doing some voiceover, recording one of our friends for voiceover, and I honestly kind of just Frankenstein, what I call like, when you like cut it up, place it together in the way you want it.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what I did with her, and it made her sound like a better actress.
Well, if it wasn't for that, I probably would not have done very well. Imagine Sully Berk as a theater.
Yeah.
As a theatrical event. Guys, it will be coming soon, I swear.
Yeah.
After Sully Berk 2, that's our shit.
But it also worked because of the style it was. It was a mockumentary. So if there was or something that just seemed more like in a like imperfect type of speech, it was like, well, yeah, it's a real person. And I didn't try to film it as it was anything else than like a student level film. It's not saying it's not good. It's just like when you watch it, a student made it.
Yeah. Well, there was one part, and which was like the easiest, and it was the funnest.
Pushing Ron in the pool, huh?
Pushing.
Wait, was it really?
No.
Okay.
But dang, that was
easy.
fun.
Actually, you did kind of put some acting in that because I said act like you don't want to be here, and your character does look like he's already
just
kind of
trudging
pissed
around, yeah.
before that. Like the kid was just the tipping point, you know.
I said no running.
Yeah.
But
I like to sometimes think that wasn't the first time that was the first time you told him. Like you say this sentence, I said no running, but you just told him that.
Yeah.
So he's all shocked from that.
It took a little tidbit on that. It took a while for the push to look realistic.
Yeah, Ron jumped in.
Ron kept
the guy who
jumping
acted
in.
as the kid,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Yeah, he like flailed his arms like all like
he had too much fun
playfully.
with it. We're like, no, act like you got pushed in by a stranger.
Yeah, it's like don't have fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like come on. No, but the easiest one was with the guy in the film, like that was like the angry patron.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like it was I think that was like a genuine like back and forth, and people can tell that it was I guess improv. Like there was a scenario that we were supposed to keep, that we were supposed to like maintain, but like that all was like on the spot. We had multiple takes, but
I'm surprised you said it was the easiest.
I kept laughing. I know, I remember that.
No, even better than that. So in the script was that scene in the script was written one way, and it's like Azero said, it was improvised, but it was like this scene in the script was like the skeleton, and I was having these people add everything else to this body. And there was a joke in there in which I Sully says, I gave you a red card, and you didn't think that was funny. It even made me self-conscious because you were reading the script and you didn't laugh at that moment. I was like, oh fuck, that's a punchline in the scene. I don't know if it's gonna work.
I just didn't understand it because it's like, okay, but he's still a lifeguard. There's no red card.
Yeah. But then the thing is, I did also write that the guy who we titled the Splasher, he was someone who called you out and says, the red card, this isn't fucking soccer. But luckily, like, and goes back to like you work with the people you have. I knew that person would play a pissed off person extremely well, and not just being angry, but there's almost like this rhythm to the way he's expressing his anger. And yeah, it's like you said, it was improvised. I let you guys be loose with it, so you didn't think it was funny when you read it, but when you saw that guy really sell that line of the red card, this isn't soccer. Like you kept laughing every time, and you always said like, I don't know, I just really like him angry, you know? Like,
it was really
comically
funny.
Angry.
Because I tried my best to take it seriously, but it just I think I took like 5 takes. Like I just kept dying of laughter. Like after he said that, I'm like, okay, I got it out.
So that's again why I'm surprised. The easiest one for you was the hardest one for me.
Okay, maybe it's the easiest one for me to digest when I watch it again, because there are some things about my acting I really wish I could do again. So that's why when we talked loosely about Sully Berk 2, I like it was low key like, oh my goodness, can this
Careful,
actually?
you might get people excited.
Well, I'm
How
gonna make
How many
that.
views do we have now? I think 100 people might get excited.
Boom! Sully Berk. Did someone say Berk? Berk?
I'm acting like 50 of those aren't me.
But that was the one that was easy to digest because I in that moment it wasn't I wasn't thinking I was an actor.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I was a lifeguard that was trying to like stop this person from like pretty much making
Yeah.
a scene.
It's funny too when you think about how the fact we didn't close the pool for this shoot, and this man is yelling in the corner, and it's actually you were being like a method act because you were a lifeguard, you still are, but you were a lifeguard that worked there, and this man was actually making a scene. You know, it's just I was filming it and I told him to make the scene, but maybe that's why you sold it so well because you actually were like, if we get this over with quickly, this man would stop yelling around these children and pointing at them saying they're splashing too.
Oh man, yeah, because it's also the aftermath of everything. Like, I know I'm jumping the gun, but the aftermath of everything, like I had a bunch of questions about like, well, it's like, what was that? And why was that guy yelling? And why,
I didn't know this.
Yeah. So I had a lot of questions. Like,
did they even ask? And why was there a camera filming it, or did they not even know?
I think they generally got that.
Okay.
But and then like
keep in mind again, 5 takes. So that man was yelling for a while.
Yeah. And then like one of my coworkers was like, your fan is weird, and then
yeah, but he's an actor.
Yeah, it's like no, but it was cool, okay. But when we showed people, I think we got a generally positive reaction from that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
no, they loved it. Yeah,
they loved it. So there was some people that remember when we showed them, they didn't react when we wanted them to react. Yeah. And then at the end, it's like, so what'd you think? Oh, that was funny. I was like, oh, that was funny. It's oh, why didn't you laugh? No.
I won't even ask what you think. If they don't laugh, I got my answer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get their lie. And unless they're actually going to tell me, like, I didn't like it, and here's why. Yeah. You know? But you rarely get that from just random strangers.
But, so, overall, I think it was like a godsend of how we got away with that.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And I still can't believe like it was completed like an hour or like a.
I think it was like. I just like to say it was 2 hours for 2 days each, one after the other, because I just can't imagine us doing that in 1 hour each. But I remember. It was like we did not have much time. Every time I got you, you were gonna start work.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, so no, we did it in 1 day, right?
No, we didn't. We did it in 2 days.
We filmed for 2 days?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even remember that. It felt like a one whole blur.
You know what? Let's just talk about it now from the beginning, all right? Because I think we got them all warmed up. Like, all right, Sully Berk's on the mind.
All right.
You can see how we love talking about this so much because. This wasn't even hard for us to start off and just jump into it and get the energy. Like other podcasts, I see it's like, okay, like the wheel's starting to roll, and here we go. This one, we're like,
we cannonball.
So Sully Berk, and it's like, fuck yeah. Okay.
Like, remember this? Yeah, remember that? Right? Yeah.
I even said, like, we're going to start from the beginning to the end, and we already, like, jumped in, like, no, let me say something. So...
Okay, let's start off with the first, production.
I want to start first. What created Sully Berk?
Okay.
All right. So what created Sully Berk though was the fact that I was moving to SF, and you were saying like I could get this job being a lifeguard at the pool at the Academy of Art. But I was like, but I don't have my lifeguard credentials or anything. Like I wasn't feeling so confident in it. And you said just go like do the test. And you're gonna get the degree, and you tell me like no one even uses this pool. Like you were so confident, like you were so relaxed at that job that you brought your own fucking huge table, and you used it to like do art and your homework and just have a whole laptop set up. And I would come visit you. There'd be nobody at the fucking pool for hours, and some students didn't even know there was a pool. So it was definitely starting to come off from this, like I was training to become a lifeguard, and I wasn't confident in it. In fact, I should also say that where I was doing that. Actually, wait, no, I have my lifeguard credentials. I actually did. I just remember that. I actually have my lifeguard credentials, but before Academy of Art, you said you should work at this lake during the summer. I didn't pass those tests. And I said, it's a good thing actually I didn't pass it because I should say I got this discomfort with open water. And it's not like a fear, but I just don't like the fact when I'm floating and I can't see the bottom. But so I failed that, and then but with still a chance, like maybe I'll become a lifeguard here at the Academy of Art. And I guess we're just like having lazy, insufficient, unknowledgeable lifeguards on the mine. And like most of my like comedic ideas for scripts come, I just start shooting jokes, and then people around me like you just start shooting jokes back, and we just laugh about it. And then we kind of like wonder like, could this carry on? Could this be a character? But that was long before I actually wrote the script, because it was just something playing around the mind. It's kind of like with But Wait, There's More. I made that credit. I was like, oh, thanks to my brother for making these jokes at me all along for years before I can make this video. It really is like I make these jokes, and then it could be a year later or even more than that, I finally make a script based off of those jokes. So I'm taking my first film class, basic film production, and we're having this final project, and it's the obvious final project. Make a short film with everything you know. Use all the elements, tell a story. And I had this story in mind, and it was just falling apart. I was like, it's such a simple story. I know what I'm going to do here. It's like literally it was going to be a person who wanted to become like a street vigilante, and then we're going to have this whole workout montage, and then he finds his first like bad guy, like a thug, just like robbing somebody. He comes up, he's like gonna stop him, and then he just gets knocked the fuck out, and it just cuts to him at a diner. Like that was it. And I thought I was like, this is gonna be so easy to make. But we had so many problems. Like, okay, again, you were gonna be the actor for me. You're always my go-to, it seems. But we couldn't figure out like how do we want to make a superhero suit? And then the teacher was like, oh, we should make this introduction. Like, how are we going to introduce this character? How are you going to put that motive? And it just made things kind of more complicated. I didn't even have a thug. And I think it was after like a month of trying to figure this out, I just owned it. I just accepted it. I said, yeah, this is not going to work. And I think I have 5 days until this is due. So I'm stressing out. And I even was telling you, like, man, I don't want to fucking do this one anymore. It's not gonna get done. Like, what if I just did the one with the lifeguard? Like, or what if I just did something like that? And I'm writing the script kind of like in a bucket type of mentality, because if you look at the film, it really is just bunch of jokes. There's no real plot to it. It really is just like, here's the setup and here's the joke. We move on to the next scene. So wrote the script. And I asked, will you act in it? And even asked you, like, can I interview you as the character? Because I need to get an idea of who this person is. And I'm having trouble with some of these jokes. Like, I'm not satisfied with it yet. And I remember you came in for this interview. And I was like, so what's your name? And you said, my name's Sully. And that's when the name Sully came about. And Berk came because I think he was like a creator, a writer, or producer for Baywatch. I chose that last name, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like to do that. I like to like find some connection, like who influenced them. Let me get some part of their name. So I went to Baywatch. There was somebody with the last name Berk who worked on it, and so I combined it Sully Berk. So that all happened. I finished the script, and I knew like if for this to really work, I couldn't have something in which it was like you had to get every beat, every word has to be exactly right. I was like, yeah, Azero, you're gonna be acting in this, but it's okay. You don't have to remember that. You don't have to memorize this word for word. I just want the general idea and the general time of it. And then you talked to the people. You got me the pool, and then we went to go film there. And you seem to have forgot, but yes, it was 2 days. The first day was the whole interview. And each line had its own take.
Oh, you know what? That makes more sense then, because Um, I was thinking that we did first the indoor part and then the outdoor part right after.
No, we did the indoor part one day and then the outdoor part.
Yeah, everything was a blur. Everything was a blur. That's like, well, blur meaning like everything was just combined together.
I know what blur means.
Well, blur can also mean like you only remember parts.
I mean,
but
yeah,
it's like, but
oh yeah.
everything was like it just felt like one full day. So
I can see why too, because they felt so similar, like just the
Yeah.
way it was all working. Because both days had us filming, starting off, and like the pool's empty. That's why we only had like an hour, because it was this time, like an hour in between or 2 hours that there was nobody there. No, I think it was like there was an hour of nobody being there, but then we kept filming as people started to trickle in. Yeah, so after every line you had, and we not every line, but see it as like when you watch the film and it cuts away to like you being outside. That was pretty much like that was one shot right there. And so you would say one passage, and then I would say cut. I was like, okay, now here's your next line. Okay.
I think the when you told me about that idea, like when you were like, oh man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this like a one take, like, well, not one take, but like one day or like a couple like or 2 days for
It
this
wasn't like
version.
the goal, but I was like, hey, this is due this day.
Yeah.
This is Simon. So what day can we get the pool?
It wasn't even my assignment, but I felt your stress. Your stress went out to me. I was like, oh boy, I hope I get a good grade on this.
Because if it didn't work out, the acting wise, I'd be like, this was Azero's fault, teach.
Yeah, like
Give
shit.
him the F. I filmed it just
I have
fine.
a documented failure. Like I hated
Oh man, that's
that.
one way to look at it. Yeah, I'd be like, if you fucked up, it would be all like, it's all on film. People could watch it. People could watch you fuck up. People don't notice me. The thing we talked about before, when the film was great, everyone gave you props. But if it was bad, you're the face of that bad project.
Yes. That's actually I actually didn't even think of that that portion. So
Don't stress out for Sully Berk 2 now.
So I you know, I actually wouldn't mind doing that again. Now that I think of it. I wouldn't mind doing that whole I guess you could say last minute thing again. As stressful as it was, I think it was like it was pretty fulfilling.
I feel like it's the same feeling of like doing a 48-hour film festival.
Yeah. So, but at least we did this, and we kind of knew like what was going on with, or like now we know what to expect. I guess I know things are still gonna go wrong.
Yeah,
but
things went wrong during then.
Oh man, things went wrong. It was like it's not the right feel, or it's not. I saw your stress too, because it was like while you were recording the whole time, it was like, okay, next one.
I was the sound guy, the cameraman, the director, and all while like just knowing I had this time limit. And also like I knew what I was putting onto you. Like you got the script ahead of time, but you didn't have enough time to really master it.
Yeah.
And I also gave you a script while you're someone who's not a committed actor.
Emphasis on that.
Yeah.
I'm not an actor, so if you see Sully Berk,
you were committed to my project, but not acting.
Yes.
Okay. And it was also like, what was I saying? Yeah, it's not like you're a professional actor. It's not like it's like a dream of yours, and you had your own projects to worry about too. So giving you that line, and it's like I remember also having to give you the lines while we're recording and giving you the direction during. We didn't have time for rehearsal either. It's pretty freaking raw. Right?
That's actually an important thing. We had no time to prep. We had no time to prep before. There was no like test take. It was like, no, we're gonna cannonball right into it. And that was Sully Berk.
Yeah, and I think the only that's why during the interview there's only one crazy change of shots. All right, and that's like right there at the close up of your head when you go like me, or you're like that girl. Is she 18 or not? But I remember that also came last minute because it was just we wrapped up, and I think I was like holding you back. I think you're running late for work. While being at work, you were running late, and I was just like, I just like see it like once it comes to like this line, like when you say that girl, is she 18 or not? it's like I want to cut away from that. Like it never happened. So we need to do some type of like change in shots right now. And I think that one's perfect. And I'm so happy like when I edited everything together, I got to use that shot twice. And it didn't feel like I only used it for one reason.
Right, right. Oh, and then I think there was that
Oh,
one
wait, sorry to
moment.
cut you off. I also just during that close up, you said no to the lines. I honestly just said, now say me. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, just like it was really also that. Like, sometimes I had no time to explain. It's like, just trust me. I need you to say me and point at yourself. All right, open up your eyebrows a bit.
Well, there was a similar situation in which you were like, "All right, Azero. So we're gonna record you just talking, right? And we're just gonna just keep going at it. We'll see what happens with this, you know." I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I start talking, and like during this time, I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll just do my lines," and then all of a sudden,
Oh
the
yeah.
mic drop.
You didn't wait.
That was a legitimate
No,
reaction.
no. No. I told you I was gonna do that.
No, you didn't tell me you were
I
doing
did.
it. No, you told me you were gonna do it. You didn't tell me you were gonna do it that time.
Oh yeah, I said. I remember I regretted that too because I said, "All right, so I'm gonna do the mic drop thing on you, but can you just like say these lines right here, but talk for a bit?" Because you had to say the lines.
Yeah.
Do I consider myself a hero? Yeah, because you knew I needed those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, you knew that shot there was gonna have the mic drop, but you didn't know exactly when.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a question I get all the time. It's like, did he know you were gonna do that? I was like, he did. Yes.
well, I
but
knew.
but I guess it's like he didn't know exactly. And in the end, it's like if someone says, "Hey, you're gonna get punched," even if you know it's coming, you know a punch hurts. Okay, a punch makes you flinch. A punch makes you go back.
That's so weird because I remember it like you're like, okay, you just told me say this line. You just told me say this line, talk. I'm gonna keep recording, right? Just talk, right? You wanted a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, when you did it, like, you see me flail my hands. That was a legitimate like reaction. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That explains why you swatted away with
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was like,
little cat paws.
we had some fan art for that,
Mm.
but yeah, that was I think that was also one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everyone's favorite scenes. I showed somebody who didn't laugh at anything but that part.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of my favorites too. Just completely like almost over with the film and breaking these expectations people have because it's like you watch the whole film and it's just Sully and all of a sudden this fourth wall is broken because the mic just falls in. It's like, is there another person? The hand is now another character.
But
Yeah, so after that, we had the outside scenes. And like you said, there was like a lot of jokes being made up on the spot. I did write some of the jokes, but there was also some that just came from the people we had or from the environment we have. I was looking back at the Sully Berk script and realized like basically half of this is not even the final product. Like this couldn't be a script that I don't know could be studied to see how do you go from paper to screen. It's like no, because it changed so much, and it's the reason why I say the script the story's never done being written until it's distributed. Because even filming it, I might change something. Even editing, I might change something. I never know what I'm gonna change or add.
and it was for a damn good reason because
Mhm.
that shit I think I haven't seen it, but I can already from the way you're talking about it, I feel like the stuff that you wrote probably wouldn't
Oh, you
have
haven't
worked
seen the
out.
script?
I haven't seen the script.
Okay, it sounded
Yeah.
like I haven't seen the films. Like bullshit.
I haven't seen it at all. I just assume I did a really good job.
Mhm. And also, you guys listen to that. He said, "I haven't seen the script." He literally acted in it. He had to see the script.
Yeah.
I guess when I sent it to you, you didn't read it at all.
I read it, but like you said, half of the stuff I had to like pretty much erase from my mind, and we had to do things on the spot, so I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, the other thing about it is with Sully Berk, I wrote the script without knowing what location I was gonna have, and that's common. But when I found out the location I had, it wasn't the day before or the week before for a test shoot. It was when we were filming. So I had to reorganize this environment I made up in my head. And that's what I mean, like during shootings, like I had to rewrite the script. And I think it would kind of help. Like, let me just break it down joke by joke outside segment, more like it. Um, so I always wanted there to be a moment when Sully pops his head in some place and says, "Hello." Oh, no one's in here. I just like that moment. It wasn't hysterical, but I like it. It's like it kind of shows this foolishness of it. And he's like, or he has this energy and nobody's taking it. And it was supposed to be that you do show us around the shed, and then you will show us the. Oh no, yeah, you throw the ball and it bounces back, and so happy we're able to do that too. I should actually rewind a bit. I got our crew last minute also. It was two of our friends, one of them being Ron, the kid. Yeah, he's actually right now 22 years old, everybody.
Aww.
And the other one was my brother. So they just all came on down, and I think I gave them, I want to say 2-3 days, because I was just like so nervous. I felt a little stupid to ask, like, hey, would you just jump in my film in like less than 5-day notice? So I waited 2 days and I said, I need these people, all right? So I got the smallest person I knew and the biggest person I knew. It seems like it. But anyways, they was signed on to be the actors. I needed them to get in, but I also needed some extra crew. Like, hey, I'm going to be offering a camera. Can you do the mic? I already did the levels. I honestly just need you to make sure this mic's pointing at his mouth. And then with the ball hit, now that's why I'm saying this. In the shed, what we had Ron go into, like, he hid off camera and he held a ball. And I was saying, like, we just need to time this perfectly. And it took some tries, but we got it. We got it. You threw the ball, and you managed to miss Ron, and Ron threw the ball back at you, and he managed to hit you, And it's always funny to say to someone, you fucked up. You didn't hit them in the head.
Yeah. How was it? I know that there was originally supposed to be something else.
Yeah,
right?
So when you were talking about, like, we also got, oh, yeah, this is a fanny pack. It was supposed to be a first aid kit on the wall. And the joke was really just, you zoom in and you see those condoms there in the first aid kit.
Right.
And when I kept reading it, I was like, I can see it's being funny for some, but it's not really. I just don't see it as a good joke. And so I'm glad that at that moment you suggested it. I think it was like the day before, because we had to get popcorn from somewhere.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a true story, not about you, but there would be people who just they keep snacks in their fanny pack that's used to hold first aid equipment.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for emergency where you quickly access things.
Yeah.
So since you actually seen people do that, we got the inspiration, like, you keep snacks in there. And I thought it'd be even better, like, it's popcorn ramen in a bag. Like, it's just rummaging through there. It's getting everything all buttery. And even with that, I remember I thought it'd be funny. I was like, we did one take and I said, wait, hold up. Can we do this again? I'm not going to cut right away. And I want you to question that. I'd be like, oh, we're going to keep rolling or something, So that was also written on the spot, too. And I think that's actually a line you sold very well. Okay, I will say, because you sold it as if you were genuinely asking me. You didn't seem like you were. Oh, Nick told me to say. It was like an actor genuinely confused. Like, why are you still holding the camera? I'm doing the line. You call cut now.
I think. And then there was, whose idea was the save? Was it yours or mine?
The what?
The save.
The save.
Okay, so remember when
Ron's getting saved?
Yeah, when Ron's
don't jump ahead. I said one joke at a time.
What? Okay.
Going step by step.
Well, okay.
I also just wanted to add.
Okay.
Everything you picked off on the shelf was also kind of written on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things was, we were like, you were just going to, it was going to be kind of boring. Just like, you just go through, like, picking mundane stuff. Like, here's some hats. Here's a ball, And then someone suggested, hey, you should get some of these things wrong. Like, progressively get these things wrong. And he pulled on these, like, what was those plastic tubes that were just meant for, like, stretching, I guess.
Yeah, just stretching.
And he called them,
bands.
Yeah, he called them surgical tube and be like, what is it, surgical tube? And it was like, do it. So that was also pretty funny. And I think it's like a joke that gets, like, missed, but it's also because it's still early on in the film of, like, you don't see this as being a slapstick comedy. You see this as, like, who is this motherfucker? People watch the film and you can just sense it in the room. They think it's an honest documentary about a lifeguard. And then the lifeguard says a line and it was like, you have to ask yourself questions. And one of the questions is, that girl, is she 18 or not? And the room gets a chuckle. And I know not everyone's chuckling because they don't know. It's like, wait, was that a joke written? Or is this like, did anyone else hear that? You know, it's uncertainty. And then he kind of bursts in the room. He's like, hey, oh, no one's in here. There's not much there either. And then he says surgical tubing. There's no laugh, but it has to be like, what the fuck is this? What's going on here, you know? And then the ball hits the head, and I think that hit is right there when it hits them. Like, I'm watching a fucking comedy.
Yeah. Is that your intention?
Yeah, I like doing that to people. I feel like it's just a thing with comedy in general. Comedy is you destroy that expectation. You find out what they think it's gonna happen, and you twist it. So, no comedy starts off with the jokes. They do the setup, like who is this character right now, and then what's the mistake? What's that thing that makes this character not who we thought they were? That's the comedy of it. But also kind of like giving someone like a different genre for a second. I even say like when I write comedies, I always write in 2 genres. And I try to play it 50-50. I'm not like, oh, it's not just a comedy. It's like, this is a crime and a comedy. This is a crime film and a comedy. Or this is a documentary and a comedy, which is called mockumentary. It already has a title. Yeah. But yeah,
2 are better than 1.
I guess. Yeah. Well, yeah, except for diseases.
Well.
So the next, let's go down the jokes a bit more. So there was that fall. It was also the kid getting pushed in. That one was written in. You were gonna push a kid in. That's how we got Raw in there in the first place. And then there was the splasher. Yeah, we already talked about that one a bit. So it's already like summed up right there. We written it, but then lines will also improvise. I love the way the splasher says "fuck you." That wasn't written in the script. Yeah, that's how you improvise right there. And then trying to nail that ball. Okay, so you said it was the easiest scene for you. Let me tell you why it was the hardest for me. Because I was a cameraman and the sound guy, and the camera was moving, and the sound had to follow the voices too. We had 1 mic set up. So I had to attach the mic on top of the camera. I had to put the external recording device that was used for the audio on a stand close by to me with all these cords hanging, headphones plugged into that external recording device too. Because I didn't have a strap. I should have had a strap, but I didn't have a strap. And it was like doing that movement and following you guys while also thinking, please, I hope I don't step on the wrong place of this cord and make everything just fucking fall over right now. But it was also saying like, this is the shot I'm going to be doing. It is going to be 1 take. And that's why I was like, I'm surprised it was the easiest for you. It was the longest take we did. And I said, you guys do you. I'm going to follow you guys. So I felt like that's what made it easy on you. It made it also fun for me, which is like, I know the timing of this. I know when I want to do stuff. And I know my placing. And then again, we got Ron over there in the corner with the ball. And he kept missing.
Oh yeah, we had to retrieve the ball again.
Oh
and
yeah,
we almost hit a car.
Uh-huh.
And then like it's like, oh dude, we have to do this right for the last time. I don't want to keep doing this.
There's some man yelling, and we'll just keep throwing balls at cars, you know.
But I think well, like you said you guys do you, and I'll follow you guys. So I wasn't restricted for the camera. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said like it was the best for me.
Yeah,
that was the best for me.
And I still love that way of directing sometimes, in which it's not I'm making the actors follow the camera and stick with it. I'm making the camera work to follow the actors. Of course, I give them a range. I say like, once you get there, I honestly can't do shit. Okay, but it's just fun for me. It's again giving that it's a different view of it, and definitely for a documentary, mockumentary type style, it gives that in the moment feeling to it, because it's one camera. It's like, oh, I didn't know something was gonna happen here. It's like we got to keep up with these people, and gives us that energy. Now let's go ahead and talk about the fucking drowning sequence. That was written in the script, but it was the only difference in the script was you were talking to a woman, or a woman like points at someone's drowning, and then you jump in to save them. And that's why we have the line before it. This job is a lady attractor. It's not the reason I do it, but ladies love a hero, you know? For me, when I watched it, I was like, it's just out of place. Why is he talking about ladies right now? But I know why. It's because it was supposed to be a woman he was impressing with the rescue. But I guess we don't know woman. That's what I guess that's what happened there.
Women.
We didn't know available woman, available for time, not like dating wise. Look, I'm moving on.
I think. Well, I actually didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. When you said that, or when I said that line, I like. This is a lady attractor. I just thought that was part of his personality.
Yeah,
that he would say that. So.
I made the focus, when we couldn't get the actress, that it was just like he's just talking about being a hero then.
Yeah.
But the drowning was written in the script.
Yeah.
But there is this thing I did like. So we did like I said, we did the interviews, and you didn't know your lines by heart, and I would say like, hey, yeah, you could play around with some ways you deliver some of these lines. Maybe you could like even add some things. And there was a moment you added too much, and I was like, don't do that. And so, I still had the take. That drowning scene didn't have enough dialogue to carry along the whole way, and so I took it from that mistake. And I just love it. Was like almost like putting a puzzle together. Like that's why I have all these pieces. So it is like when you say like, I think it was like women's, like you would talk about women's more, like women love heroes. It's what I do, something like that. So that's just an interesting tidbit. I think it's interesting. I just said the fact that it was like, yeah, that wasn't even all recorded at the same time. Again, that's what I call Frankensteining it. Like I took some pieces from here, took some pieces from there, and I think I told this last episode, but it took some takes too because I go to the person who's supposed to be drowning and they're floating just fine. They're treading water.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, Ron, you're supposed to drown.
Ron is precious.
Yeah. America's sweetheart, Ron Sassing.
Ron Sassing.
I mean, and other than that, I mean, we just had the popcorn joke, in which you're doing CPR, and even the interview, we didn't even know how to I didn't know how to end it. Like I said, I wrote the thing just doing, it was like punchline joke with no real story. So I was like, how do I even end this? I have no clue. And then I just thought, I'll just let the directors do the final words. Like, I think the sum up needs to just be the sum up of Sully Berk's personality here. And maybe even get the reason of why we're filming this person in the first place. And I think I almost said this verbatim how I said that in the film. But yeah, that's kind of it right there. That's the reason why, the production, the writing process, and just the whole chaos of it. And you said earlier, like, you would do it again. I would do it again too, like that. Yeah. I wouldn't, but I would. If it makes sense, like, I'm like, oh, that would be fun to do it again. But I wouldn't let myself do that again for how stressful it was.
I think this time it doesn't have to be for a class.
No, it wouldn't be for a class.
Exactly. So I think taking that out of the equation, I think that would be.
But part of it was just like, I guess in the end, I'm looking back and thinking like, but it was possible to do under all those circumstances and with that time frame. And I know it's because of what type of film it was. It wasn't trying to be one with crazy shots. It was one that was working with the actors for the characters. It was the one of limited direction. It was the one of the camera following the actors in the action. I just feel like this directing style was the reason why I was able to work that way. And so I think like if that's the nature of Sully Berk, like maybe that's just how I have to film again for the potential Sully Berk 2. Not saying like, oh man, write the script in 5 days, but filming it wise, it should be like, we want this to be natural. We're not gonna do 5 takes unless it's like we need a ball to hit somebody's head. Like, just take the takes we got, and let's not worry so much about storyboarding it, because we didn't storyboard Sully Berk.
No,
we didn't. We just kind of worked with what looked good at that moment, and also again what was in my mind, like, I need this shot. And I just feel like that's the thing. You go in, you look at the environment, and you try to think like, okay, what do we need to do? What can we play with here? and then working that way.
I think the thing that I'm referring to then is the organic feeling of Sully Berk, or how everything organically just was made. And
Mhm.
or like the humor, the shots, how like it was almost like an exercise of you 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 can't fall in love with one idea.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The whole thing was a complete exercise like that.
Mhm.
So just doing that on the spot, that's what would make me very interested in doing something like that again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is a great way to put it because we didn't have time to get what we loved.
No,
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 to get what we wanted, the things we thought we loved. Like, we need a woman to be the one pointing out the drowner, or we need the line to be said just like this. I need condoms in that first aid pack. It's just like we didn't have time to be picky like that.
Mhm.
And because of that, it just made things so much better. We even had to cut a joke out, and I don't miss it, but it was a joke in which is like someone just kind of interjects during the interview, and I still want to use it one day, so I won't tell too much. But we cut a joke out because we couldn't get the person for that joke, and it did just fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just how I think we could make Sully Berk 2 still keep that energy
Mhm.
and that nature to it. We write the script, but the script is just nothing has to be verbatim. And the storyboard, I can have shots in mind, but I'm not gonna try to go crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's really just like trying to tell a story. I'm not trying to
I like the
be
idea.
artsy.
I like the idea of giving us a direction, and then from there, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Like
And-
a general structure slash foundation, and then like let it flourish
Mhm.
after that.
And just like with last episode, that's why I feel confident, like working with, say, if I worked with you and our other friends again for that other plot I have in mind,
Mhm.
I'm just confident in it, like, because I want you guys to be the characters telling that story, and I'm gonna trust you guys to tell that story
Yeah.
and deliver it.
It's gonna be a beautiful chaos, guys.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful
And
chaos.
the other thing about like Sully Burger, just when you're on the set, just allow any experimentation. Just allow any idea to come up and say, yeah, let's try that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, let's do it. Just do it, you know?
Uh-huh.
And also, the last thing is a filming during a sunny day.
Yes.
Because
Yes, it is.
there was no cinematographer, and also potentially like let me be the cameraman again because I know what I wanted.
Yeah. I think overall it was just really fun. We both enjoyed. It was stressful, but we both enjoyed it. We were both on the same page about that. Check it out. It's gonna be in the link. Sully Berk, all in general. See how you guys like it.
Yeah.
You can tell that we had.
I guess
we
you're
had an
wrapping up,
experience.
but I had one more thing actually.
Do you have one? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Even though it's like the thing we're like, no, never that again. Give ourselves only 2-3 hours to film things.
Yeah.
Because
I gave you that idea before, like not too long ago. I was like, we should have something in the constraint. We should have like a constraint time limit or something like that. Something that we can do that will challenge us. That will challenge our creativity and challenge our just improv.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm more on board with it now talking about this than I was back then.
Yeah.
But it's also because I remember I told someone about like, Sully Book 2. It was actually right after Hyde. And Hyde is just at nighttime, but we filmed it during the day. And so that was tricky to do the cinematography and lighting for. And I said, don't worry, next project, if it's Sully Berk 2, that's all in the daylight, all in the sun, it'll be perfect, easy cinematography. And he said, that actually will be harder. And I was like, why? It's like, the sun goes down. You gotta control a natural light source, and you're making us film outside. And so that's why I'm saying, like, damn, that's something we didn't have to worry about when filming Sully Berk because we only had an hour. The sun didn't change too drastically.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe that is like another thing for it. And and it's also like, even if Sully Berk 2 becomes like an actual feature-length film, it's not this film that's trying to be stylized. It's really just trying to be there. It's trying to tell the story. It's just grabbing the images, but it's really, you're going there to just see that action and see these characters. You're not going in there to see the sun be green and a purple light to hit Sully Berk's face.
I think the rawness of the footage. I feel like we're definitely still gonna keep it raw. We're to a certain point, right?
I'll
Like,
keep it raw.
Yeah.
You know I keep it raw. Yeah.
Right, well,
Get that close in your ear right now. Everyone better be putting headphones on. I'll give you 2 seconds.
you can take them
1,
off, guys.
2. I'm gonna get it raw.
Nope.
That's for you guys.
I'm gonna save the audience and say, well, thank you for listening in. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah.
Please.
If you're going in raw, you got.
Thank you for listening in, guys. Please tune in next Thursday for a new episode that doesn't involve a creepy ending.
Maybe I'm
Thank
just
you.
trying to set them up for my next film, make it all creepy.
Oh boy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, and we're signing off.
Signing off.
Yeah, you've got to say it. Toodaloo, scootaloo.
I'm never gonna say that.
Say what?
I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, you thought, for a
Don't
split
worry,
second I was gonna say.
I've not been recording. You can say it.
I see the red light. I see the red light. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man?
What are you talking
That
about?
red light, that means my TV is off.
Your TV's off.
Yeah,
and that's
why.
connected to your TV.
Oh, you're pointing to that box. Sorry, I thought you were pointing at my TV.
No, I wasn't. I was pointing out the box. It's
All
still
right.
recording right now.
I'll turn it off.
All right. He just covered it with his thumb. He just covered the red light with his thumb.
I thought our years of friendship gave us trust.
Yeah.
I see you still look at me as a liar.
Yeah, I mean, like, you also lied about guys, do you remember a couple previous episodes before? You guys didn't get to hear that glorious voice of ours for about 30 minutes because Nick wasn't recording.
That's not.
You wouldn't remember that because it was never recorded.
That's not lying. That's not lying. That's being incompetent.
You
all
lied.
right.
You lied to me that it was recorded. I put my heart and soul in those 30 minutes, and then we have to restart.
That's not lying. I'm just negligent, incompetent, and I just shouldn't be trusted because of my intelligence.
Can't believe you're trying to be defensive of it.
I'm not a liar. I'm just a big old idiot.
Yes,
Is that what you want me
are.
to say? I'm just a big old dum-dum.
That's only one of the reasons why I don't like this. Now you're being a liar.
You know, I want right now, in the middle of this argument, our calm theme to just slowly build in.
Well, okay, fucking let it go. You're the fucking editor. You can do whatever the hell you want.
You should just stop this right now. I started the theme a long time ago. All right, the song's only so long.